Good evening, Berkeley. I'd like to start out by once again thanking our dedicated city staff and essential workers, the healthcare workers that are on the front lines, not only helping people who have contracted COVID-19, but families during this very difficult time, all the people in our community that are supporting our healthcare system, donating personal protective equipment, providing meals for our frontline medical staff, and our community that has really stepped up in this time of emergency. I'd like to provide an update on the most recent numbers of cases in Berkeley. As of this morning, we have 38 lab-confirmed cases, and we know that doesn't reflect everyone in our community who has contracted COVID-19. We know that some people may have contracted COVID-19 but may not be symptomatic. In addition, we know that testing is limited, although we are working to expand the access to the number of tests in our community. Sadly, we learned last week that one person has died in Berkeley from COVID-19. 8 have been hospitalized, including 5 in the ICU. And of the 38 lab-confirmed cases, 24 have recovered. We also know in Alameda County, there are 850 cases and 22 deaths. This is up from 807 cases last week. And in California, the numbers are increasing as well. So while we are doing everything we can to flatten the curve, we are seeing an increase in the number of COVID-19 positive cases. That's why it's so important that we stay home to save lives. But if you do go outside, please keep at least a 6-foot distance from others. Please cover your nose and your mouth with a cloth barrier. Please do not socialize with people who don't live in your house unless you are maintaining adequate social distancing. And please do your part to keep not only yourself safe, your family safe, but your community safe by following these important health and safety precautions. I'd like to provide an update on some actions the city and other agencies have been engaged in around COVID-19. First, we are continuing to accept donations of personal protective equipment, masks, gloves, and other protective equipment to support Berkeley's emergency response. If you have supplies and are able to donate, please visit the City of Berkeley's website at cityofberkeley.info/coronavirus for details. On AC Transit, since our last update, AC Transit has agreed to reinstate service on lines 7, 65, 67, and 79. The service will be on a reduced Sunday schedule, but I'd like to thank AC Transit for listening to the concerns of elected officials and residents and adjusting their schedule to maintain transit access. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the AC Transit workers who are continuing to keep the buses running to create an essential lifelong for essential staff and people in our community to access basic services. Even though most construction has suspended in Berkeley under the shelter-in-place order, our planning department has created an online portal for people to file zoning applications and building permit applications. So please visit the planning department's website at cityofberkeley.info/planning. And lastly, the Berkeley Unified School District on Friday announced that it will resume video classes for students in line with state and local directives on distance learning. And this is to ensure the concerns that we have heard around Zoom bombing and inappropriate use of the Zoom platform. BUSD is using a new online platform. So grading for all students in grades 6 to 12 will shift from letter grades to pass, not pass system. Teachers will give assignments, they will collect assignments and offer feedback, and at their discretion may continue to give points for assignments or use other features of the regular grading system. So I want to thank our superintendent and our school district for adjusting to the new reality and continuing to maintain access to instruction for our students and our families. And thank you to all the families that are working to make sure that your students are continuing to learn while sheltering at home. So in closing, please do your part to protect your community. Please stay at home to save lives. Please practice physical distancing. The next few days and weeks are critical to reduce the surge of cases and also to maintain capacity at our hospitals. We know that our efforts to stay at home have helped reduce the number of cases and are helping to flatten the curve. So please do everything you can for the sake of yourself, your family, your neighbors, and your community. Please visit jesseadegain.com for our resource guide, and I will see you on Wednesday Please be safe and healthy. Thank you.